Pretty sure you heard by now, but Julian "JuJu" Lewis, the true freshman 5-star quarterback for the Colorado Buffaloes, has decided to redshirt for the rest of the season. This is his freshman year. Coach Prime says this was his decision, and he just wants what's best for the young man. I understand that because this season has been not the best one that we looked for the Colorado Buffaloes program, but Julian Lewis is pivotal to who we get commitment-wise, whether Jordan Seaton decides to stay. I mean, this is a huge cornerstone for the Colorado Buffaloes to build on for the future. So when JuJu Sanders left, the keys were supposed to be being handed over to Julian Lewis. Of course, we had Kaidon Salter transfer in. That project did not go as well as planned. So CU has to get it right in 2026. We do not have time to play around, especially at quarterback. In this video, I got to break down what's going on with Julian Lewis and what his redshirt year truly means for the future of not only himself, but Colorado Buffaloes as a whole. We've seen in the games that he did play in, the arm talent is there. He can make plays, and he is the future of Colorado now. Whether we can build around him on the offensive line, keep our returning wide receivers from hitting the portal, let's see. Say no more. Welcome back to Say No More Media, your top sports news media outlet for 2025. Here at Say No More in the Bay, we say no more when it's used to tell someone that it is not necessary to explain something further because one understands what I'm trying to say. So here at Say No More, we cover all the top sports media. Like, comment, and subscribe. And do not forget to click that notification bell as we are fastly growing and we don't want you to miss out on this fire content. So say no more. So, yeah, the keys were handed down to Julian "JuJu" Lewis. I mean, when JuJu Sanders left, that's what I seen. That's what, being a Colorado Buffalo fan, that's what I was interpreting the season as. Okay, we have a 5-star true freshman. He's not like your regular freshman. So, of course, you know me, I'm going to go and break down the stats, right? So, Julian Lewis only played in 2.5 games this season, only starting started 2 games, my bad. So he was 52 for 94 for 589 yards, 55 completion percentage, 6.3 yards per throw, along of 59, 4 touchdowns, but no interceptions. He was sacked 12 times for negative 91 yards. That's he played in 2 games without Jordan Seaton, though. So, I mean, if I'm the Colorado Buffalo staff, if I'm Coach Prime Deion Sanders, I'm telling Julian Lewis, hey, bruh, like, you did all this without Jordan Seaton in the game. So if Jordan Seaton and Julian Lewis can get on the same page, I mean, look at the stats he put up in only 2.5 games. He's not turning the ball over. He's very mature as a quarterback. He goes through his reads, and he's shifty in the pocket, sort of like JuJu Sanders. The games he did play against was a blowout against Arizona, put us in position to beat West Virginia, and we got BTA against Arizona State, we know. But he didn't turn the ball over. He did make plays, but we're also figuring out the offensive coordinator. I think that's going to have a huge decision in Julian Lewis staying too. We got to play to this kid's strengths. We have to put him in an offense that's successful for him. The same thing they did for JuJu. We all knew that Pat Shurmur was running an offense, but we knew who was calling the plays, what he seen, what he liked. If it came down and JuJu didn't like it, I mean, it wasn't being ran. I mean, this is all allegedly. I don't want to put no smut on my boy's name, but I just follow Colorado and seeing JuJu always had, the tablet in his hand there. He was always conversing with his wide receiver. So based on the numbers, 589 yards, 4 touchdowns from a true freshman who kind of just got thrown in there. Remember, he just turned 18 years old. This is supposed to be his senior year at Carrollton High School in the state of Georgia. So what Julian Lewis was able to do as a true freshman, even when he felt like he won the starting quarterback role over Kaidon Salter, whatever decision-making went into starting Salter, that was on Colorado and the coaching staff. Me personally feel like they never ran the offensive scheme to put Salter in the best position. If you've seen him at Liberty, Kaidon Salter was a running quarterback, but now we got Julian Lewis, and as you can see, his arm talent is special. He puts the ball in good places for his wide receivers. He's really made a connection with Omarion Miller. Now, whether Omarion Miller is going to stay for another year, enter into the NFL draft, or hit the transfer portal because ball in his hands 40 times and tell him to go win the game, especially in the Big 12 conference where they have all these. How this decision with Julian Lewis, everything matters on whether he returns. It's clear that Ryan Staub will be the backup. He's been there this will be almost his 4th season now with Colorado. He'll be a redshirt on the team, but you got to pay this man Omarion Miller now too. So we all know going to Colorado, like if you wanted to build your NIL brand, if you wanted to build not only your popularity but be trending, we seen what JuJu Sanders was able to do as being one of the top NIL evaluations of the 2023 and 2024 season. So building a brand, building, as a quarterback and being the 5-star quarterback, a top 10 ranked prospect in 2024, getting Julian Lewis was a steal for Colorado. Now, how they've handled it and how they came to the decision that he wasn't ready, and then bringing in a 5-star quarterback like Julian Lewis, having Ryan Staub, and then bringing in Caden Salter, I don't know if that was the best move. Unless you were, from the beginning, you were sound on Caden Salter being the starter and you were going to completely change your offense for him, which is a lot of RPOs, design package runs. But for Julian Lewis, he's different. He's more of a JuJu Sanders, the way he can sit in the pocket. And you can see the branding deals, the NIL, the marketing under Coach Prime. This is the best route for him as far as, him building his brand and him being able to be in the spotlight, because we all know Colorado, no matter, even though their record has dropped, if they can get some big time commitments, they are going to be on prime time. But he's going to be a big reason as to getting their ratings back up, continuing for the boosters to, be able to fund Colorado and them getting the players that they need. But, yeah, as far as JuJu Lewis, the redshirt year, I'm pretty sure that came down from him and his family, his father. They just said, hey, do we want to waste a year of eligibility on 2.5 games? And if it was my son, nah, I'm not doing that. Not for this experiment that was Colorado this season. And I'm all for Colorado, the bus, but they got it wrong this year. It's time to take some accountability. We got it wrong and we got to fix it. But losing JuJu Lewis is not a good start. We do know the transfer portal is coming up in December. People can tell us what they want, but at the end of the day, the last game is Kansas State this Saturday. Players are going to go back to their family. They're going to go back to the drawing board. They're going to weigh their options. They're going to see the NIL deals that's on the table. And what more would college football like than to be able to poach Julian Lewis and Jordan Seaton away from Coach Prime? I mean, Colorado doesn't have the bag like that as far as NIL. I mean, some of these ACC, SEC schools, some of these other programs, can offer a way bigger bag collectively to get Jordan Seaton, to get Julian Lewis. Now what they're standing on is, we know Jordan Seaton, this is last season coming up already. So after this, he's heading to the NFL. He's going to have to do what's best for him, what's best for himself. Coach Prime wants the best for him as well. We know Deion always wants the best for his kids. But for Julian Lewis, man, he's played good enough to have offers in the portal, and I'm pretty sure him and his family are going to sit down, because that's a part of the college landscape now. That's a part of the business. Some people are taking the bag. Some people are staying loyal and committed to the actual college program. But how often do we see that now? We've seen quarterbacks leave. Carson Beck, leave Georgia, head over to Miami. So it's not out of the question. And I don't know how happy, I'm just saying allegedly, I don't know how happy they were with how this season went. I mean, this kid came from a winning program in Georgia, and then all this losing, it brings morale down. It's not a good way to start off your freshman career, to see this losing being disruption in the locker room and confusion. Players aren't happy. Coaches ain't happy. Fans aren't happy. So I don't know. I don't know how fast Colorado can fix this as well, because they have gaping holes. I mean, they lost a lot of players in the transfer portal, some good talent, Colton Hood, Nakai Hill-Green. You got Wester. I mean, a lot of players they lost are balling. So, I mean, they got to do a lot of changes to that coaching staff, evaluating who the starters are, who gets on the field. They've had some misses, but first thing is first, you got to lock in Julian Lewis. You got to continue to build around that offensive line. You got to assure him the offensive coordinator that they hire, or if Brett Bartolo is the man, is going to be able to create an offense tailored to his strength. The running back room is solid there. They have so many running backs, they don't know what to do with it, like at Colorado. So the run game is there. That tight end he has, number 85, he's an NFL talent if you ask me. The pieces are there for Julian Lewis. The popularity, the exposure you're going to get under Coach Prime Deion Sanders. Nobody knows marketing better than him for his future. But this is the business of college football, and whether they can afford to keep Julian Lewis will be the question now, because allegedly, this is what I'm hearing, he got paid $1.8 million. I think Salter got $1 million this year, and only get 2.5 games from somebody you paid $1.8 million. I need answers for that. So you paid him $1.8 million to sit on the bench, and then you paid another quarterback to come in? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? You're supposed to pay one quarterback, and then whoever else is on scholarship and they're there, but they're quality players. But paying two quarterbacks and not letting both of them just start is crazy. So tell me how you feel about Julian Lewis's redshirt year. Like, comment, and subscribe.